Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Munro Live, and I'm here with RJ, and I just found that there's a little seat here that I can use when I stand up. Yeah, it still looks like I'm sitting down next to this guy, but anyways, RJ, thank you so much for bringing us down here. This is really kind of cool. So we've just gotten here. We've just started, looking at what's going on. I had a chance to look at a few things already, but I think maybe what we really need to do is start off with a little bit about you and starting a company and things like that.
Sure.
And because quite frankly, lots of people kind of watch our program, but don't necessarily know about the people and whatnot. So if you could go through, your start in Florida and, the guy next door and MIT and whatnot, just a little bit on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I started the company more than 12 years ago, and I grew up passionate about cars, passionate about sort of everything with four wheels you can imagine, but realized that these things that I love so much were simultaneously causing so many challenges, whether it's local air quality or climate change, geopolitical issues. So a lot of that led to this desire to let's create something. And what's interesting is the strategy evolved dramatically. So when we first started, we were working on essentially a small coupe, like a sports car, and realized that product wasn't going to give us the platform for impact that we really wanted to have. Yeah. So after a few years of working on that, pivoted to largely what you see today. And it wasn't as if we pivoted immediately to understanding this segment, but realized we wanted to go build products that both inspired different ways of thinking about transportation and adventure, but also delivered a really unique experience. And so what you see is the result of lots and lots and lots of work by a lot of people. We just started production last fall, and we're still in that ramp up phase, but you can see we're building lots of cars. Yeah. And really the goal of these products, the R1T, the R1S, so this is a sibling product in an SUV. This is really what we launched the brand with. This is our handshake with the world. So this is the first thing that comes out, but there's lots of other things we're planning. Different form factors, different sizes, different price points.
Well, yeah.
And this has to, and you've seen some of that before. Yeah. So this has to embody the brand and really demonstrate what the brand's about in terms of performance and capability and livability on an everyday basis.
Well, this meets a segment need, and I really think that coming out when you did and hitting that niche market. So this isn't an F-150, and it's certainly not a Ranger. So if you look at this, I don't know exactly where it's going to compete. Maybe if the Bronco gets electrified or something, or not the Bronco, but the Maverick gets electrified, this might be a competitor to it. But at the end of the day, this is the kind of vehicle that I think I know if I was still young, this would be a kind of a vehicle that I'd be interested in. It's got everything I need and want. It's got cargo carrying capabilities. That's a nice idea with the fold-up tonneau. All these kinds of things are kind of like grouping together to say, okay, this is a good vehicle. But on top of that, not me, but my one of my associates went down and started looking at it. There's an R1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, who knows how long. And then there's the T. So can you talk about that?
The future products?
The future products.
Well, not yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, no.
But if you think of the R1T, the R1S, these products are trying to challenge what we have on existing concepts of what a truck is, what an SUV is, what it means to be really good off-road, what it means to be really good on-road, how you can combine all those things together. So we'll go for a spin in here in a moment, and you'll see dynamically the vehicle really drives wonderfully on-road. We won't get to take it off-road, but it's also really strong off-road. Well, then it's everyday usable. Like, so you can use it with kids, you can use it with friends, you can throw gear in the back, you can put stuff, Home Depot trip, you can throw things in the back. So it has that like really high level of flexibility.
Well, the high level of flexibility is what younger people anyway, definitely need. Yeah. And actually, you've got two peaks that I see as potential buyers. I see the one where the startup, like the guy or gal that is maybe maybe the first new car or something like that, moving up, and then maybe getting to the point where I need a minivan or something like that, and then that drops off. But then it cuts across and other things come into play, luxury vehicles and whatnot. Then you go to the other peak, and that's guys like me, older. I really don't need or want a lot of stuff, and so I'm ditching other things, and I've got a place to store stuff. If I'm, most people my age are retired, and if they're retired and still active, they need some place to throw their shovels or whatever the hell they're doing and into the back. So I see those two basically diametrically opposite, but still the same buying segment.
Yeah, and the brand is about both enabling you to go do those things, whether it's a mountain biking trip or trip to
The
Home
hardware
Depot,
store.
but then also inspiring it, so making all those things really easy. So we were just looking at this, but think something like a cross brace like this to put a bike on. It's designed to be used super easily. It plugs in, integrated really nicely into the bed.
Yeah, let me just pop this side up too, because I kind of like this, and then it compresses, right?
Yeah, so you can put it on the roof.
So you can put it on the roof,
if you
or
want,
you can
we
put
could.
Oh yeah, maybe you tall guys can do that, but
see that?
some of us short, no way.
See that?
Oh, maybe I can find it. Well, there you go.
Let me help you. You got it?
No, I got it.
So
there you
really
go.
a lot of flexibility. So you can use the same cross rack here and there.
Yeah. No, I kind of like this this truck, and like I said before we got on, we have one on order. Corey Steuben's name is on it, but it's hard to say whether he'll get the chance to drive it too much.
I know. Unfortunately, I know its destiny's going to be.
Well, it's hard to say.
We
have there's a number of them that are on order, and so Corey might keep his. He's kind of interested in keeping it.
All right, good.
So I got a chance to sit in the front seat already, and that's really kind of nice. Got a lumbar and all that other stuff. But lately I've been screaming about back seats. So let me just try this out. I didn't make any friends at the Tesla S Plaid. Okay, actually this is not so bad. It's got support here for where my legs are. I got foot room. I'm not kicking a piece of iron, which is one of the other cars that I looked at. I got all bent out of shape about. A company that should have known better. I like the. Is this backlit wood or something? How is it turning green?
Yeah, it's a backlight.
Oh, very good.
So I can turn that on and off.
Yeah, I think it looks better on. But anyways, there you go. So, and I sat in this car before.
So you pull that, check this out, Sandy. There's a little flap there. Reach back.
Here?
Let me show you. So it's got a little door in it. Watch this.
I think I got a.
Yeah, see that?
A little timbre door.
Little timbre door, so you can reach in.
Yeah, and get your skis in here.
Well, if you have, let's say, a cooler in there and you need a drink, you can grab it out of there.
Oh, that's right. This has got the.
Yeah, because this goes to the gear tunnel. Yep.
Yeah, excellente. So plenty of storage, cup holders.
Yep.
It's got it all. Okay, so but anyway, I'm a big fan. Oh, you got it from the front. Yeah. So far, I'm a big fan.
All right.
I don't want to, put too much emphasis on being a fan until after.
You have to drive it.
But by the way, there's another thing that I was trying to get into. You're as a young man, you wanted to be in the auto industry, and then you went to the school that rejected me, MIT, and you actually have a PhD, don't you?
I have a PhD, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. My wife and you have two things in common. She has she's got a couple of masters, but she has a PhD in engineering.
Okay.
And then on top of that, she's also a vegetarian.
Really?
So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So we have nothing in common. Yeah. So, but anyway, I kind of like this this look and whatnot,
Oh, well, thank you.
and I like the feel.
Yeah, we
So-
spent a ton of time on all the materials. This is all recycled microfiber here.
Yeah. Well, the other thing was you were somebody. I don't remember where I read it or saw it. It was quite a while ago, but you're actually looking at sea recovery for some of your plastics.
Yes, so all of our, in the plant, all of the packaging for parts,
Yeah.
we use recycled plastic, but the plastic's actually coming from the ocean.
Yeah, and
And
that's a real good idea.
But it takes a ton of plastic, so we've created this huge downstream demand for ocean-borne plastic.
Yeah.
And so all of our containers, next time you're in the plant, you'll see
Yeah.
each one is actually plastic from the ocean.
I'm telling you, I do some work for nameless folks that take me for rides, and I flew over a part of the ocean in the Pacific, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need, it looks to me like you could almost run a bulldozer over the top to pick the stuff up
Yeah.
and put it into containers. And where I was going, it's a huge problem for the people in Oceania,
Yeah.
that area.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if we can create downstream demand for all that plastic, we essentially sort of form a vacuum cleaner to start pulling all that plastic out of the ocean.
Well, you need more than a vacuum cleaner, that's
Yeah,
for
you
damn
need
sure.
a big vacuum cleaner.
But this is, I like the prospect of going in there and cleaning up the environment. Certainly, this is a nice way to do it. Car looks very good.
Oh,
I can
thanks.
hardly wait for. Actually, which one is mine? Corey asked me to.
Depends on what you want to do with it.
Drive it back. He'd be happy about that. Yeah, I like everything about it. So why don't we talk a little bit before we start getting into, driving around and stuff like that. This is a quad motor kind of product. And I know that you got about 400 and teens in the front,
Little
and
bit more in the
420 in the
back, yeah.
back. But what really surprised me was the torque in the front is at, 430 foot-pounds, but in the back, it's almost 500 foot-pounds.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Yeah, we slightly different gearing in the back.
Yeah.
So the vehicle's got a tremendous amount of power you're going to feel in a moment. And what ends up happening is there's so much power in the front as well that from a traction point of view, we can accept more torque in the rear.
Yeah.
The front, the wheels just can't leverage any more torque than what we're already giving them.
Yeah.
So we bias the front for higher speed and efficiency on highway.
Yeah.
We bias the rear for that acceleration because when you're accelerating, all the weight shifts to the back.
Correct. Yeah.
So that the rear, can take a little bit more torque from the drive.
Well, that was one of the things that I found interesting on here was most people biased it, but usually you change the motor configuration or something like that. So you've done it all with gear train. So
Yeah.
I've seen a long time ago, like two or 3 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, something like that. So I got a chance to see a lot of
Yeah.
this prior to your truck being finished.
You saw it as it was being built.
As it was being built, but I didn't get a chance to see the transmission.
Yeah.
All I saw was the motors and.
Yeah, so there's two motors and they sandwich essentially an identical gear reduction set. And what that gear set looks like is the torque comes in, essentially very simple. We then send the torque back out to the wheels.
Right.
And the gear set's slightly different front to back. But importantly, we can control the torque at each wheel, completely independent, left to right and of course front to back. So that torque control between all four corners allows us in any environment to adjust purely with software how the vehicle feels dynamically. So again, we won't get to try it fully today, but there's a bunch of different drive modes, but some of those drive modes actually introduce intentionally torque vectoring to create more of a yaw condition where the vehicle is a little bit more loose. So like in a drift mode, it helps you drift. You feel like you're a superstar when you're driving it. And then there's modes where it prevents any sort of wheel slippage. I really like the drift mode. I was in Illinois and there was some snow over the past couple of days, so I had a chance to really enjoy it. But the all-purpose mode keeps it really locked to the ground. So it's more of an everyday mode. But all that's with software, and of course we're doing that. It's not just the motors. There's air suspension, so the ride height
Right,
has a
and
lot of
air is-
adjustment, 6
yeah.
inches up and down. And then we have a damping system that's fully adjustable and a roll resistance.
Yeah, and
which-
what I like about that is I worked on ARC systems, anti-roll control systems.
Yeah.
Most of them were mechanical or they were electromechanical, and
Yep.
I really didn't care much for them. But you got hydraulic.
Yes.
So electro-hydraulic ARC system, and I really, that really sounds appealing to me
It's
because
so
there's
cool.
so many things you can do with that, and it's instant.
It's instant, so we can change. So the roll resistance with the electrohydraulic system is we can go from essentially completely disconnected left to right, so the vehicle's very, very loose, like
Yeah.
what you'd want in off-road condition,
Right.
to then completely locked, where we really have very high roll resistance, so the vehicle handles like a go-kart,
Yeah.
literally at the press of the screen.
Well, there was a lot of things I like about this. I'm a big fan of air suspension systems. I'm a big fan of electro-hydraulic arc
Yeah.
anti-roll control. I like the
Also
idea
gets rid of
that
the
it
anti-roll
vortex-
bar, so there's
and
packaging
that's
benefits.
right. And I was just going to say it gets rid of some weight and
Yep.
some, so it gives you back some room.
The room
So
is really
all
key.
this stuff is kind of cool.
Awesome.
So where's the kitchen? Because when I first saw this prototype, there was a kitchen.
Yeah, so in
Yeah.
this space, in the gear tunnel space,
But
now
it's
it's
not
open.
there.
It's an accessory. So you can order a full kitchen. It pulls out. It's got a cooktop. It's got a whole bunch of drawers for different cutlery
wow.
utensils, and then also a sink and a faucet that comes with it. So the cool thing about the kitchen is if you're going anywhere,
Yeah.
you can prepare really nice food. So in places that you normally wouldn't, like the top of a mountain or the middle of a trail in the middle of nowhere, you can pull this out.
Well,
and
that's why
it's-
they have trail mix.
You can do really good
Yeah.
fresh trail mix.
Yeah, but that sounds like wonderful because
Yeah.
I do go off-roading, and
It's
I
fun.
used to do an awful lot of roughing it. I'd rather rough it if I could just pull it out and
Yeah,
cook something.
makes
in
it easier.
It makes it a lot easier.
A lot of little
Yeah.
things too. So
I
in
don't-
addition to the kitchen, we've got
Oh yeah, this is really cool.
flashlight here.
Yeah,
So and it charges while it's in the door.
yeah.
And there's interesting. So this is a small little cell in this. The battery in the vehicle.
One of the 2170s.
No, it's a
isn't it?
different diameter,
Oh.
but nonetheless, there's 7,776 cells in the pack. This adds another, so it makes it 4 sevens.
Even a little bit more.
of
Wow.
just-
every little bit helps. Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
The numbers landed there, but
Yeah, this is kind of cool. I saw this before. You showed it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I was pretty impressed. I really liked it. I think that these are the kinds of little things that I don't want to blind your camera, but these are the little things that people are looking for now. They don't want to have the same old. They want to have delights and surprises that
Yeah.
are different. And actually, that's one of the other things I wanted to talk about was your delivery system, which the only other company that I know of that ever did that was Rolls-Royce and what do you call them? Toyota, Lexus. They used to deliver the cars and whatnot. I don't even know if they still do that, but that's kind of a cool feature that
I mean, like home delivery.
yeah, home delivery. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, that's what we're seeing here. Some of the prep that we see happening are vehicles getting prepped for a home delivery.
Yeah.
So if your car, or if you order a car and you take delivery at your house, it shows up.
Yeah.
Somebody comes, walks you through it, and off you go.
Okay, but if you give me Corey's car, I will drive it back.
Yeah, I was smiling as I said that. I'm thinking to myself, I could give you one right
Oh no,
now.
yeah. Anyway, so I think that I think we've hit most of the little points that I wanted to have a
Wanna
look
see
at while
front
we're
trunk?
static. Yes,
trunk?
that's the other thing. I forgot all
There's
about
more things
this.
that open.
The monster frunk.
Here's charge port.
I have not seen that before. Did you get that? That's pretty amazing.
It's cool, right?
Oh man, I can
So
tell you
you-
for sure the guys on the factory floor will hate your guts. These charge ports and fuel filler doors,
Yeah.
that's what the guys on the floor agonize over,
We had
trying
to
to
get
get
all
the
these
gaps.
panels to line up just
Yeah.
right. This gap.
Yeah,
A lot of
No,
work.
That looks
And it's you can see it's movement in every axis.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's definitely
So it's
three-dimensional.
cammed in.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question: is this feature like a module? You bring it in, or is it
That's a really good question. So there's a piece of structure that sits beneath all this that holds this charger housing. And then this arm, if you look here, you can actually see it. This anodized aluminum.
Yeah,
that's the cam that goes in. And that whole assembly is designed, it comes in as an assembly. It's built offline.
Yeah,
and then it comes into general assembly, and goes in as an assembly.
Yeah, I can guess that there's a lot of pieces there. And I like this. It opens all by itself. So still a tremendous amount of room in here. I mean, some people say that they worry about children getting stuck in the frunk or something like that. But this one, I could get lost in here. I bet you I could.
So my kids climb in the front all the time.
Really?
And then this is the button that glows in the dark.
So you haven't figured out how to disable that?
No, so the kids are going there.
Okay, kids, bye. Yeah.
And then they pop out with it. No,
yeah.
It's not recommended.
I don't, I'm not going to recommend anything, but I bet you, I know I could. I bet you I could get inside that thing and then you'd have to rescue me. This is kind of like huge. I like the idea of having something like this. I was really complimentary to the Ford guys on the one that they had. I mean, you could have a party inside that thing. This is a very nice feature. Very nice feature. Yeah. The only thing is, really, you should, you really should cut a small hole in here for a drainage.
That's what this is.
Oh, it's there already. Oh my God.
So it's a one, and this is just a one-way valve. So if you can fill this with ice.
Perfect.
And use your imagination with all the things you can put in here.
Yeah. Well, vegetables, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
And to shut it.
Perfect. Yeah, I love this feature. I love it. I'm not sure if you had that on the original one that I saw. We
did. We just refined the motion to. You remember we looked at the kinematics on how it opens and closes?
Yeah.
We put a lot of time into getting that to feel right and open far enough up.
Well, not only that, I've been looking at the gaps, and these look pretty good.
This is a hard one. This one took a lot of work. See,
yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know where that button is, but anyways, unfortunately, the seal kind of gives you an illusion that there's something worse than what it is. But But this is fine. I didn't bring my gap gauges,
this has been
my fingers
1187,
really well.
so this is still fairly early.
Yeah, and it's the seal that's kind of like
from
giving
the
you
early
the image.
validation builds, we had to getting the hood dialed in. That tool took a lot of iteration over the last year.
So what's your rate on this thing? How many? Like, are you at a 60-second cycle or?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. We are ramping. The constraints we have right now is not the plant. It's getting all the parts.
Well, that's
it's
the
ramping
big
the
thing for
supply
everybody.
base.
Yeah. So is
That's
it
been the
supply
biggest.
based from chips, or is it supply based from?
Well, it's a handful of different areas. Chips are certainly among the most challenging, but surprisingly, Sandy, we have a few other areas that you wouldn't expect, like some of the plastics in the back here, where just with COVID interruptions, we have suppliers that have had.
For plastic interruptions for COVID?
And these aren't long-term systemic challenges. These are short-term. In fact, this part had some delays.
Oh, it's a big part. This could be something like from warpage or something like that.
But that was an issue as we were ramping. But there's over 2,000 parts in the vehicle from more than 400 suppliers. So just the process of getting all those ramped in this COVID backdrop has presented challenges.
You're not the Lone Ranger. Lots of people have bumped into issues. But this is like, I would say, very nicely done. And that wasn't working the last time I saw this either. You were just kind of pushing it in.
No, this was a lot of engineering. So we have to take all that and we stack it basically right here.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to use up the space where the gear tunnel opening is. So those panels are all stacking as it rolls up.
So this timbre door kind of product is kind of like what we use on airplanes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it covers things up, looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
They use a lot of fancy wood and things like that, but having this, to me, is the right way to get the job done.
Oh, it's great. You can put
And
things
this
back
one
there.
in a Cybertruck for me I love that idea. And when I was working for other companies, car companies, I tried a dozen times to make things happen like that. Because a piece of cloth can do the job. And
Yeah.
to be quite frank, you guys haven't gone cheap on this, and that's going to be the differentiator between you and others that are coming into the market.
And this we integrated in, so you can see the design.
Yeah, right.
It's not an
Yeah.
aftermarket design. It's part of how it was engineered.
Yeah.
And these come off. So if you lift that side, Sandy,
Hang
you
on.
flip the door up, and it's the.
Here we go. I got to get that up.
Do you see it?
Yeah, I got it.
So if we
And
take
you go where?
this, and with that out of the way.
Oh, I did not see this before either.
This is another one here. So this could either have a spare or it could be used as storage.
Well, nowadays, I don't think I've used a spare in
It's nice to
25
have.
years,
It's nice
but
to,
I like the idea of storage. I'd rather have storage than a
another
spare.
drain plug too.
Excellent news. Yeah. Just in case that tire has to be cooled off. Yeah.
And this goes up.
Cool.
Now let's see. I've got.
Okay, so
And then from the fob, I can also open it remotely. And then
so there's
here's-
a damper on it for dropping it.
yeah, so it's
Does the
damped to
damper?
drop.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
then the
powered up,
damper
though.
goes. Yeah, but
There's a debate. There's a debate.
yeah. Well,
One
it's
of-
just extra
it's
money,
like-
but
it's extra money is one of-
if you're dampering it down, then that means you're stretching something. So maybe there could be a little more stretch or something. Who knows?
Yeah, we could certainly add something to power it back up. Now, you see, one of the things to note here is we had this door.
Yeah.
This opens up when this is closed. We've got,
There we go.
there we go. We designed the bed such that when the tailgate's up, the vehicle's as short as possible to fit in the garage.
Yeah.
But the tailgate actually comes out in a gooseneck. So notice how long this distance is
I was
from here to
looking
here.
at this
So
trapdoor here.
This
Yeah.
opens 8 inches further out than if it were to just be a simple pivot hinge. So
Cool.
with this open, it's a very long bed. So it's
So what are
great
we
for
looking at here?
motorcycles.
Yeah. How much
What's
room
the-
have we got here? From?
Brian, what's the distance on it?
It's like 6 feet 11 inches, just shy of 7.
Yeah, I was going to say it
It's like
was
7
just,
feet,
just
yeah.
about 7 feet. Yeah.
So plywood, your 8-foot board.
Out here. Yeah.
Dirt bike, motorcycle. Actually, a bunch of people have been using it for motorcycle. But you can see that with this flapper panel. So you see
Yeah.
this comes out
Yeah.
of
Gooseneck. So these are also a lot more expensive than just a couple of stamped tin hinges. So yeah, this is all good stuff.
So
I'm,
these,
I'm
yeah, so
liking it.
that gooseneck gives it this extra length,
Yeah.
and then when you close it, you'll see it
Yeah,
goes
slide
back in. It
Yeah.
slides in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't show that. So I didn't show you. We have more cool stuff back here.
Oh wow.
We have
Apparently late.
plugs,
Okay, I knew about those.
but
and
even cooler, we have an air compressor.
oh wow.
So you can plug an air compressor in. Actually, the hose for it's in the gear tunnel door. You set the set point of what you want in terms of the pressure. I don't know why this one's not on, but nonetheless, this can fill
Yeah.
up. This could fill up your vehicles. Oh, is it locked? Brian's
But
unlocked
the real deal is
There.
if I'm
Power's
using
off.
this for construction, and I've got my brats or my my air nailer, I could hook it up to that.
For sure.
How many psi?
Oh, you can go as high as you'll need. You can. The purpose of this is you could set it to, let's say, like 45, which is what you want for the tires.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you air down when you're off road, you can air back up really easily.
Cool.
And you can use it for other things, you know.
Yeah.
If it's a site or something. Now these two things, let me grab it. In the front, did you see that cable? So I didn't explain what this was.
No, you didn't.
You will like this. This is cool. So this is part of a feature we call Gear Guard. And Gear Guard, there's both a physical version of it and then there's a digital version. I'll show you the digital next.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of cameras around the periphery of the vehicle, and those cameras are watching the vehicle. And if, let's say, it's locked and somebody walks up to the car and tries to open it, the cameras are watching. So I'll show you that in a moment.
Yeah.
That's also happening in the bed. So that camera there is watching what's in the bed. But in addition to all that, this is a way to physically lock gear. So if you have a bike
Yeah.
or a surfboard or something you want to wrap this around, so I'll let you do it. If you just plug that in, see that? Right here.
Oh, see, it's out here.
So now, right now you can pull it out. You put it back in. And now watch this, I'll lock it. Now try to pull it out.
Yeah, there's no way. I could hear something, some kind of a bolt or something going through.
So,
Wow.
you know, whatever you want to lock around this, so it's a nice, it's really
Well,
nice.
that's
But in
this
addition
is
to that,
this is a good thing for a quad or
Quad,
a bike,
bike.
motorcycle, bikes. But quads and whatnot, I've seen or heard from guys that wound up losing a quad.
Yep.
So I had it in the back and blah blah blah, and it still disappeared because you take 4 guys and guess what? You can pick up anything.
Yep.
So that's good news too.
So let me show you the.
Got all kinds of new here. I can't believe it.
Hey Brian, is Gear Guard on? It is? Let me enable it.
Well, let me swing around to the other side so I can have a look.
All right, yeah, I'll show you. So now what I'm going to do, see this Gear Guard? I'm going to enable it. Accept and activate. So normally you just have this on.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get out, I'll lock the car, and then we're going to walk up to it, and you're going to see this guy pop up on the screen, which is our friendly way of saying we're videoing if you're walking up and trying to touch the car. And we developed all the cameras to work such that they only sense humans. So like if a dog walks by the car, it doesn't detect if a bird walks by. So all the camera vision on this is set up specifically to detect
Looking
someone
for heads. Yeah.
that's trying to take something out of the vehicle. And then we'll come back, we can see the videos of
Us walking around it.
yeah, it's fun.
Cool. Let's do it.
So what I'll do, Sandy, is if you shut that door,
Yeah.
I'll lock it. Handles go in. And now we can act as if we're up to no good. And it will soon start recording us being around the car. And we'll see ourselves.
So do you have to have the windows rolled up in order to make that work? Yeah. There you go. It did.
What's that, Andy?
You gotta put the window.
Got to have the windows up. Yeah.
I can put
thought
the
so.
I got it from here.
Oh, okay. So now. It was what?
Brian, so I don't do enough demos. So because we locked it,
Yeah.
we didn't walk away.
Oh.
It assumes we just got out of the car.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're off the
Look,
hook
I'm
now.
not trained in demos well enough. So anyway, so now you can see it. So as we've now come up.
It went away again. Actually, maybe it's got facial recognition. He can spot you.
Watch, you'll see it when
This
it comes.
can't possibly be a crook. This is the boss.
See, if we look here, look now. If you walk up to Andy and look in the window. So this was just now. There we go.
Oh, wow. That definitely would get you arrested. Yeah, Sandy, go ahead. Look in that rear window.
So he's got
Yeah.
a video of a video. And if I go to the next one, this is all the cameras. This one didn't catch us. So it shows you which camera. There's this out of the back. And then this
the,
all-
the shady guys.
So
Those,
if this was
those
my car,
photographers.
if this was my car, what it
Yeah.
would do is as this happened, it would, like once I walked away, which I didn't do properly in the demo,
Yeah.
but when I walk away, it then activates and it then senses if someone comes up, and I get a notification on my app to say, hey, somebody's watching this, and it would then send me an image of what's happening.
Oh, this is way cool. I haven't seen anything like this before.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's good. I really like it.
What's fun is, so on my car, my wife and I's car, she goes on this with the kids, and they have a ball just because you park it at a parking lot, and she sees all these people coming up and taking pictures
Yeah.
of the car, and people looking in the windows and getting
Yeah.
excited about it. So, but that's why that image comes up of Gear Guard, to have a friendly way of saying, hey, look, the security feature on this vehicle is recording you.
Well, this is way cool. I really like a lot of the stuff. Dare I ask, is there a glove box, or do you
There's
need
not.
one?
We just put
Yeah.
this.
Well,
this was how we
To
did
be
it.
quite frank, most of the glove boxes I've seen are useless anyway. So
We
there you
decided
go.
not to because it was going to take up so much space.
Well,
and
not
we
only
thought
that, I prefer they have the knee bolster, not compromised.
So we have a knee bag,
Yeah.
and then we also have a primary bag there.
Perfect.
We have airbags here. The car's
Yeah, it's
incredibly safe.
a lot of safety. And I love these satellite views better than a whole lot better than just blank images.
So let's do this.
Anyway, did we show we showed the light, right?
Which light?
The light and speaker
We didn't
combination.
show the speaker.
Yeah, here we go. So this is something else that I really kind of like. So this is a speaker with also the capability of having a light. I assume.
Yeah, you gotta. I'll turn it on for you. Hit the on button here, and then the light is
okay.
on the back.
And there we go.
That'll turn the light on. Did it come on?
No, it did not. It went off, actually. Maybe I pushed the wrong button.
Yeah, so this speaker, if it was synced to my phone when I get out of a vehicle, it keeps playing. And it
Cool.
serves as a, oh, here we go, it's coming on. Serves as a lantern.
Yeah. Yeah, this is cool again for we bring it out of the car and into I don't know, like a beach blanket or something like that, and you bring your tunes to the beach.
It's really cool, and
Yeah.
this is Wi-Fi and it's got Bluetooth, so this also allows us to OTA this device.
Yeah.
So we have a whole bunch of future software features that are going to link to this. So these lights, the lantern, it's not just a warm yellow light. This is actually an RGB light, so we can do any color we want out of this.
Cool.
And there's a whole series of LEDs, and we control them entirely. So the software opportunities on this device for all the things we can build off it is just amazing.
Yeah.
And because it's a Wi-Fi device, we can do as many OTAs on it as we want.
Cool.
And then you see this little hook, or this little clip. This is when you plug it into the center console, it shuts
It's
off,
locked. Yeah.
and I put the car in drive. I don't have the key. Hey Brian, I have the key, but if I were to put it in drive, it locks that.
Yeah, and that's
So
that good for crash. Yeah.
There you go. So
Yeah.
if you heard
I
that,
could heard it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Need to keep out inside the
Yeah,
vehicle.
yeah.
Cool. Alrighty.
Neat.
Neat is a good word. Yeah. Oh, SOS. I never saw that before either.
Yeah. When we were early in development on the cars, my
Yeah.
son would press that far too often,
Ah.
and it would go to one of our software developers, and Pete Harris, and Pete would pick up the phone and say, hello?
Is there something wrong? Yeah. Now it's just the kids again.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of having something like that. You get into a nasty situation, and you're upside down, and the water's coming in the doors or something. That would be a handy thing to have.
Yeah. drive modes. So we're in all-purpose now. On the right, I can adjust ride height. So within all-purpose, I can either go high, which is where we were. I'll lift it back up. So it's flashing. It's still adjusting now. And it takes us up to 13.1.
So how fast can you do that?
So just
like
it's-
how, I mean,
it's now in.
speed-wise.
You can do it up to, depending on the drive mode, you can do it up to about 50 miles per hour.
Really?
We'll show you when we're going. But then
Okay.
if I were to go to, I can go back down to standard. So it's gonna, you can feel it, it's dropping.
Yeah.
So it's dropping now.
So it drops about 6 inches, you
Yeah, it went
said?
from 13 to 11 and a half. So we just went between high and standard.
Oh, okay.
Then we have a sport drive mode, which maximizes torque. Torque increases by about 20%, and the car will lower. We have a conserve drive mode. We have an off-road. We have a whole set of off-road modes. So if I were to go off-road, it gives me a bunch of choices. Auto, rock crawl, rally, drift. I don't want to do that.
One right here, RJ.
And then I need to pay attention. So we'll go back into all-purpose. Your windshield-mounted phone was rattling.
So this Alcatel?
It looks like it, but no, it's actually it's
Vegan.
recycled microfiber, so it's all recycled plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not as deep into vegan leather as others. What is this actually made out of? What type of plastics?
It's a blend. I could get you the exact blend, but it's a blend of different plastics to try to create. It's very, very durable. This is one of our key requirements when we're developing it, but then also making sure it still had a really soft feel.
Yeah.
So you really, I mean, you asked the question when you got in. It feels, you wouldn't know what it's made of.
Yeah. It feels like leather. There's
Yeah.
no question about it. But it has that same resistance feel.
Yeah. So feel the wheel
Yeah.
here too. The same. And
Oh,
this.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we're kind of pointing our customers in a new direction on is this has got padding in it, and that just ups the price and lowers its ability to withstand what's going on. Oops. Sorry.
All right. You're up, Sandy.
Yep.
So Sandy, do you like a lot of regen or not a lot of regen?
I love regen. I
So I have it
only
on
drive
high
with
right
one
now. I can
foot.
put it in
Nope,
standard.
that's fine.
You like high?
I drive with
Max
one pedal.
regen.
Yeah, I don't drive at all. Well, if I'm driving the Model 3, I don't drive anything with more than one pedal. So I like it.
From the side of that vehicle too.
Next to it.
Yeah, up next to them. There you go.
And you can race them.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Do you want to race? Oh.
Too late. I wonder if they caught that.
Later. Oh, sorry. You didn't-
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought you wanted me to go really fast.
We thought you'd pass us.
Yeah. Bet you they want to do that again. Thanks. Oh.
You like us speeding past
We
you?
had fun. We tried to leave you behind as many times as we could, but
I saw that.
yeah. Here, let me give you this band back because.
You can lock it.
Oh,
No,
really?
Only on the
Only on
driver's
the
door.
driver's
Well,
door.
they got video, you know.
Yeah, well, if we got video, let's lock the doors. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and there we go. So you can lock the door with your little wristband. And I'm going to give it back before I walk off with it, and then they
Sandy was trying to.
arrest me at the airport. There we go. And Corey, just for you, 14 bucks. And they work great. Corey's sunglasses cost $1,000 each lens. So anyway, yeah, I thought that the car ride was just fine. I have no complaints except for, like I said, the steering wheel. I really like the yoke. I think everybody should offer them as an option, just for me. But it's my body style. Okay, so we're probably the same height here.
From here to here.
But there to there. So for me, as soon as I get it in the right place for driving, it's usually the top
Not the
bar.
wheel higher, yeah.
Yeah, so that part is like minor, and it's made for most people, and most people don't have my ratio of legs to body. It definitely goes fast. I don't know if you noticed, but there was this car that kept following us, and and they waved me on or something, and okay, fine. And I really think that it'd be a good idea if I could have got the opportunity to race for paper with that white Camaro. I thought that maybe we could have had, yes, we would have won. And then you'd have had a white Camaro sitting out here with somebody's luggage in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But all in all, this has been a pretty good experience, and I thank you so much.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you for letting us have a look.
Yeah.
And for those folks out there watching us on YouTube, Munro Live, thank you for watching. Please keep it going. And just a last little reminder: we are hiring. We'd like to. We need some costing engineers, and we got a couple of big jobs I just heard about just before I came here, actually. So if you hate your job and you're a good engineer and you like to work, don't bother coming if you like to have a lot of coffee breaks. But if you like to work, Munro's a good spot for you. Thanks again. We'll see you. Thank you.